back, horror fans, to my 31 Days of Halloween review series, and my fourth horror movie that I'm going to review leading up to Halloween is Curse of Chucky. This is once again directed by Don somebody, I cannot say his last name, but the guy who has directed the last 6 Chucky movies, yeah, that guy is back. With some of the original cast, we have Brad Douriff once again voicing Chucky, and that is always a bonus. But along with that, we have some new cast, but this time around we have Brad Douriff's daughter playing the main character, or playing the main chick in this movie. And Chucky, to me, it's always been strange. Like when I was in primary school, my friend used to always scare me by telling me information about Chucky, and I remember I had numerous sleepless nights because I just kept thinking about what my friend told me about Chucky. Like I remember my friend said, "Tiffany, I'm coming to find you," and I just kept memorizing that in my head. Plus like a ton of other stuff he told me about Chucky. I can't remember them all. But at the age of 13, I watched the first Child's Play movie, and up until then, I have avoided watching or hearing or seeing anything Chucky related. So let's first talk about what I liked in this movie. So let me first start off by saying this movie is back on its old roots. It's just Chucky in a house slaughtering people, and that's what the first Child's Play movie was all about. And ever since everybody hated Sarah Chucky, this movie is kind of an apology movie. It's to make up for how bad Sarah Chucky was, and I like that. So the first thing I like is it's good to see the Child's Play movies get back to the former roots with Chucky in a house slaughtering people, and that's fun and all. But it doesn't show Chucky doing things till about 40 minutes into the movie, and that would be okay if you had likable characters that you care for, but you don't. And there's a mystery in this movie, like it's a 1980s like Chucky movie setting up a whodunit like kind of mystery. But at this point, we all know it's Chucky, the psychotic killer doll. It's trying to be a throwback to classic Chucky lore, like for us Chucky fans, and I really appreciate that about this installment. The second thing that I like is another thing that I thought was a great addition to the seventh installment was to bring back Charles Lee Ray, a character that we have not seen since the first opening scene of the original Child's Play movie, and that was a really cool surprise to see for us Child's Play fans, because Curse explores more of his origin and flushes him out more as a character, more twisted he was than we realized from the beginning. The third thing I like is Brad Dourif. I mean, he still got it. Even though he's 60, he still has the voice. He still works very well as Chucky. He has those Chucky one-liners in this, which make Chucky memorable. I mean, it's good to have a sinister side and a comedic side, and Chucky has that. And Brad Dourif is the reason why we still watch these Chucky movies, for his voice, and to see Chucky run around slaughtering people. And speaking of slaughtering people, Curse of Chucky has some of the most brutalist kills in this franchise. I mean, Chucky, he is not friendly. Like, he is dead serious. Like, once you see Chucky, he is not effing around. I mean, he stabs a knife into a girl's eye. So good. Like, this movie also has an after credit scene which delivers to all of us Chucky fans. Like, what happens is Chucky gets delivered to Andy's house, and Chucky opens the cardboard box, and then when Chucky turns around, Andy pulls a shotgun on him. That was so good. Like, Andy was such a badass in that after credit scene. So yeah, save for the after credits because it is so worth it and so badass. So overall, Curse of Chucky is what we want from this franchise. Just a throwback to classic Chucky in a house. Slaughtering people in this movie certainly delivers on that. So I will say Curse of Chucky is enjoyable. there are a few problems with this, like the CGI in certain shots is not that good, and what they did with Good Guy Doll, because it doesn't look like classic Chuck anymore, and I didn't like the new look that they did. But overall, this is a fun installment in the Chucky franchise. Let me know down in the comment section, have you seen Curse of Chucky? What did you all think of it? So anyways guys, I hope you have a good Halloween, and I will see you in the next Spooky-tacular movie review. This part of the video was recorded an hour after I filmed the actual review. I just wanted to go in and edit it in, because I feel like I just wanted to give my thoughts on this. But if you guys have been living under a rock for the past couple months, you would know that they're making a Child's Play remake. And where am I on that? I mean, I'm kind of in the middle, like, because at the same time, Child's Play is a franchise that should not be remade, because especially the first Child's Play, it is a masterpiece to the horror genre. But at the same time, it's good to see what different directors can do with the character and what direction they want to take the character. But we got our first onset, first look photo of Chucky. And you can tell they're going with the more modern style, the new, like, like social media, like world, like technology world kind of Chucky. He's not the same Chucky that it was in the 80s. He's all like high technology now, because we live in that world where social media is a thing, phones are a thing, technology is a thing. So yeah, and plus with technology nowadays, anything can technically happen. So yeah, and as far as this first look at Chucky goes, I like it. I mean, I was not on the Child's Play remake, but when this first photo hit the internet, I was like, okay, looks like this remake could actually be quite good. It might not be as classic as the original Child's Play, and this is what this remake is kind of like redoing. It's kind of remaking the original Child's Play from the 80s, and that's the Child's Play movie which I'm very passionate about. I watched, like, if you watch this whole review, I watched the first Child's Play at the age of 13, and that's the one that this remake is redoing. It's remaking it, okay? And I like this first look at Chucky. It's it's going with the more modern, like more social media, more technology kind of world. It's doing something new with, like, it's not like the 80s. The 80s Chuck, like Good Guy Doll anymore. It's not like that. It's all like high technology. It's all modern. All, yeah, all of that. It's all modern, and I'm liking so far what I'm seeing. I can only really judge what my thoughts are when we do get the official trailer, but I'm not sure how long that will be. But as far as this remake, like as a standalone, I'm I'm not keen for it, because it's the first Child's Play. It's like I said, it's a masterpiece to the horror genre. It has an amazing kid actor. I mean, it has an amazing guy voicing Chuck. I forget his name right now, because like I said, this part was recorded an hour after filming the actual review. But I forget his name now, so sorry about that. Like I could remember it when I was filming the review. I just can't remember it now. But yeah, we had him voicing Chucky, and it did something new. I mean, it at the same time it was cheesy, and did play with the fact that the 80s, like the original Child's Play, was cheesy. It played with that, because like it's a doll walking around by itself. It's pretty damn ridiculous. I mean, the premise, it's pretty damn ridiculous. But it was a fun movie, which there's nothing in it that kids cannot see, and I very much enjoy that first Child's Play movie. It had a great opening, really setting up Charles Lee's character, and then the rest of it was just a fun ride of horror. It's a great fun ride in the horror genre, and and then as far as the second one goes, the second one, it actually had a pretty cool ending. I think the second one, I haven't seen these Chucky movies in quite a while. the only recent one I've seen is Curse of Chucky, but from memory, I think the second one was with that end fight in the factory, and Chucky gets all smashed, and he's all like gooey and shit, and he's all like, like smoothed out. I guess that's the word I would use there. And then the third one, I remember absolutely nothing about, but I remember it was incredibly bad, but it had a guilty pleasure feel in there somewhere. And then Brother Chucky, it's that was okay compared to what a lot of critics did say about that one. Like critics absolutely slammed Brother Chucky, and it is pretty bad. I'll not lie, it is definitely pretty bad. It I remember I think Chucky actually died in that one, but he was resurrected in Cedar Chucky. I think someone shot him or something. I don't like remember, but it's bad in a very it's good, but in a very, very bad way. And then instead of Chucky, I mean, it's just overall bad. And then Cold of Chucky, which is a sequel to Curse of Chucky, which came out last year, I think. That was, from memory, it definitely had its problems. And I think, from memory, I think that was one of my least favorites in the franchise. I'll have to rewatch it. I might review that, like, in my 31 days of Halloween review series. I might review Cult of Chucky, because I'd like to really go back and revisit these Child's Play movies. But yeah, that's something I might have to do. I might have to watch, rewatch Cult of Chucky. I might have to rewatch all these Child's Play movies, and like I might review them on my 31 days of Halloween review series, because this is a series I very much enjoy. They were a lot of fun, and did something new with the whole genre. I mean, like a doll walking around by itself. It's ridiculous. But anyways, yeah, this part of the video was only supposed to be talking about that remake. But yeah, I think as a standalone remake, I'm not looking forward to it, because like I said, the first Child's Play is very like dear to my heart. I mean, I really enjoy it. It was something new in the whole genre when it first came out. We have that guy, I'll put his name right there, who voiced Chucky in that movie, and we had a great kid actor, um, who, who actually made like I said a cameo in Curse of Chucky in that after credit scene, and like Andy, like he's a badass when he pulled that gun on Chucky, holy shit, Andy is a badass, and. And he also made like a small role in Cult of Chucky from memory. I think he was the one that had to stop Chucky once and for all.